Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Nipa TV show. I'm your host, Nipa TV. That's me. I'm going to go ahead and be castrating, commentating, elevator music, other things. The StarCraft 2 game, it's a PvT, and it's Byun versus ShaDoWn's. Not Downs, my mistake. So beyond the red Terran in the bottom right of the map is Deathaura, and it is going to be an interesting game because it is PvT. We got ShaDoWn as the blue Protoss at the top left, and interestingly enough, he is going to start with his little pylon there. He's gonna do is he's gonna set a pylon over here, and a lot of Protosses typically put their buildings on the side here to try to ward off the Reaper, or it just looks cool. It's one of those. Sorry, I have a lot of energy. I just got done doing the Let's Play series for Higurashi, and I had a ton of fun, so I got a bunch of energy, and I'm just ready to fucking kill! So let's get to it. We got a factory going down. We got a barracks going down. We got a gateway going down. We got some simulator action going down, which is really cool to see. So we'll see what the Terran player does. Will we see some kind of medevac drop with the fat Widow mines? Will we see Liberators? We probably will see Liberators, but it'll be cool. Maybe some kind of stim push. That'll be really fun to see. Definitely very interesting. We'll see what ShaDoWn does. He's going to get Cyber before Nexus, most likely, and there it is. And then afterwards, he will probably get a Nexus because he almost has enough minerals, and he's going to pop that down. And he does. So, and Byun's just now getting his command center, so right now, ShaDoWn is looking pretty good economically just by default of building that Nexus before Byun, but you also have to consider mules are a thing. So in terms of the mineral economy, Terran will most likely be in favor most of the time. We have a factory being built at this time, and we'll see what gets turned out of that. We don't see a Reaper at all being built. We actually see a reactor coming out. So will we see double Reaper? Will we see double Hellion? We shall see. We have an Adept being chrono boosted out to try to get some scouting information, as well as maybe try to get a couple of SCV kills. But we shall see. We actually have a rally point from the probe going over to, there's a Twilight Council actually. There's a rally point that's going down towards the Twilight Council area, and that's pretty cool to see. Saves a little bit of time instead of going all the way around. We do see some Hellions being churned out from our Terran Byun. And we, like I said before, the Twilight Council is down, so will we see Blink? Will we see a Dark Templar rush? I'm banking on Blink because there's a stalker coming out, but I have been wrong before, so we shall see. We got a robotics facility coming out too, so we'll get those early observers as well. We got an Adept coming in. How many kills will she get? She does not get a kill, but that SCV has 1 HP. He's lucky to be alive. And Hellion and Marine Forces gonna chase down this Adept. Luckily, phasing out is a thing. Psionic transfer is the nomenclature of that thing. I definitely said that right. Don't you dare mock me. We got a Dark Shrine. Perfect. So Dark Shrine rush. We'll see how much damage he can do. That is gonna force Byun to have to get some comsats down, and we'll see how much damage that does. Let me see what ShaDoWn sees. He only sees that natural. His Hellion is moving up to do some scouting, and the Stalker is smartly being placed at the wall-off that he is creating, and he is getting a Warp Prism at this time. So by the time the Warp Prism gets over to the Terran base, the Dark Shrine will be complete, but we do see a medevac coming in, and it is boosting in, which means it is ready for business. It is going to go in, and it is going to try to do so much damage, and a Raven is actually being churned out, which is a detector, which will more than likely negate those Dark Templars upon insertion. So we shall see. And the medevac does see the Twilight Council, also sees the Dark Shrine, so Byun knows what's up. Will he focus it down? I don't think so. He's going to go straight for the probes. I like that decision. Stalkers are moving in. Some nice micro coming from the Stalkers, but simply ShaDoWn just needs more units, and this medevac is almost done. if he can just focus it down, he does focus it down. He's got to pull the boys in order to stop these Marine forces. But at the same time, we got a War Prison coming in over at Byun's base. What will he do? All of his units were in the base of the Protoss. We got some Dark Templars coming in. Raven is down. We got a couple of Marines to defend, and the Dark Templars could have easily killed these Marines, but it was, I mean, the auto turret and the siege tank was definitely something for sure. Sorry, I was distracted by Discord. I'm unprofessional. Unsubscribe. We got a third base coming down for ShaDoWn, and that is pretty nice. So unfortunately, his Dark Templar rush did not work. So I'm curious what he's going to do next. He is kind of behind, but the Terran doesn't exactly have a strong force this time. So he definitely has time. Have I mentioned time? Time he does have. And we have barracks being produced as well. Got a siege tank coming down as well. And yeah, we got an Archon that's being morphed in. Will we see some Archon harass? That will be fun to see, but we do see a Viking on patrol. So if that War Prism does go over there, which it is doing, it will be focused down, and that Viking instantly has his number on that War Prism. And unfortunately, the Archon does have to be dropped, and that is the loneliest Archon. I guess not really, because there's two Dark Templars inside, but whatever. He is still singular. See what else ShaDoWn is deciding to do. He's getting charged, so we'll definitely see some Zilla production, more likely than not. We have Stim being researched from Byun, and he has a pretty sizable Marine count and that one siege tank. And we'll see if he does go for a third base, which I feel like in my bones he is, because we see that command center being built right here. So he's just starting it, and then he'll lift it up. That is the way to go. Got a shield battery at the third base for ShaDoWn, which will be nice for those defenses for the Protoss. And we have 2 Archons now total, which is pretty cool to see. And we'll see what other tech that ShaDoWn does. I am a little concerned because he's not really teching as much as he could be, like getting a robotics facility, which would really help with his robotics production. He is getting an Immortal out, but this is a pretty huge force. No combat shield, but there is Stim and 2 medevacs. So Marines are pretty good with Stim. If you've seen StarCraft 2 games before, they do Stim in. Will the shield battery be enough to stop this? So the Zealots do have charge. They are moving in. Siege tanks are put in siege mode. There's a hallucinated, actually not a hallucinated Archon. He has that interference matrix, and the siege tanks do go down, and that Archon is still alive, but ShaDoWn actually holds it out. That is pretty nice. Combat shield is almost finished, but at the same time there was a drop or something. Yeah, it looks like it was a drop, so it looks like ShaDoWn did build another War Prism, and it did die. So that's unfortunito. We have a pretty substantial zealot count, and we do see that robotic facility going down, so very nice. ShaDoWn is going for that higher tech route, and we do see a medevacs filling up the troops, as they say in England, and the medevacs are going to head over to the left side and try to do a death drop in the Protoss base. Will he be able to see it? Because this probe is over here. He's got a pylon down. And the medevacs are going in the direction of that pylon, unless Byun has the sixth sense, and he does. He has that sixth sense, and ShaDoWn has no idea that these medevacs are about to mess up his entire career. And the Bioforce is going down, and it's gonna destroy as much as just a bunch of damage, huge damage, 8 to 11 probes. I mean, the probes are basically non-existent in the main, and there is the Bioforce has a nice little choke here. The Zealots can't really do anything. The medevacs do pick up the Bioforce. There isn't really anti-air to take it down. That is no bueno. So, unfortunately, ShaDoWn did lose 20 probes, and he's actually losing more because it looks like an auto turret was put down. Raven harass, frickin' meta thing, and Byun's going right back in to the main, and more stuff is coming out as well. And ShaDoWn is way out of position, and there are just probes going. They just gotta leave, man. They just gotta leave. They don't want to be around here. They have a hostile work environment because they keep getting death dropped, and their brothers are killed. And then we have stalkers and sentries. They are gonna go down over here, and they're gonna pull back over there. There's a marauder there, and has +1 on that that Marauder, which is nice to see. +1 armor coming out for the Protoss player. We got a Colossus coming out, and he's gonna come out of there, and he's gonna try to do some damage. Does actually ShaDoWn. He doesn't even have extended thermal lance. This Colossus is pretty much naked. Widowmine does go down, gets a decent connection, does kill that Archon. And right now, I mean, ShaDoWn is splitting up his forces, but Byun simply has too many forces to take him down. Probes are gonna have to be pulled. They might actually have to attack in this supernova. Oh my god, a huge nova on that medevac drop, but they're just gonna pick up the boys and they're gonna do Terran things. And interestingly enough, they're not gonna go on that ground, but it do not matter because ShaDoWn calls the game. I'll see you in the next game.